Guys. Hi, it's Elaine here, the Animal Reiki Lady, back for more conversations about pet loss. That's really what this has turned into, and I'm happy to keep answering all your questions. Everything that you guys share with me is the information that I share back to you. And let me give you just a little bit of background. So, in case you're catching this video for the very first time, my name is Elaine. I'm the Animal Reiki Lady, and as only part of what I do is help people prepare for and cope with the loss of their animal companion. And that's really what this little YouTube channel has turned into quite unexpectedly. If you go back to some of the earlier videos, you'll see that I shared all kinds of things about animal Reiki, which is the background of how I got to this place. Just a smidge of background for you. I spent 35 years in corporate. I rose the corporate ladder. I was an HR executive. I made it almost to the tippity top before the call from the animals was so strong that I couldn't ignore it anymore. And now I do this as my full-time thing. I'm a live streamer, so I love to share this stuff on live video. Don't know where that came from either. 3 years ago, if you'd have told me I'd be doing this, I'd have told you were crazy. But I love doing this, and whatever I share with you comes straight from the heart. So I don't use any script, and I look to you guys to ask the questions and tell me what you need information about. So I've been a Reiki master for years, years and years, and that was with people. And it's a stress reduction technique. It's a Japanese technique. It's about stress reduction and relaxation. But I always knew that I wanted to work with animals, and I didn't know how. And in 2018, I became an animal Reiki master, and now my entire practice is focused primarily on animals. It was also in February of 2018 when I realized that I had been all along receiving intuitive information from animals. And I have kept that to myself up until about a year ago. I kept that really close, tucked to my own heart, because I was very concerned that people would think I had gone round the bend. And some people do. But honestly, when you hear some of the things that the animals share with me, there's no way that this information isn't real and true. So for those of you who this resonates with, let me know what questions come up for you. And I'm sitting out here right now, and there may be a little bit of breeze, but that's okay. I hope you can hear and see me okay. I see like a dark shadow. You can see the Weimaraners in the background, and I've got the little blind French bulldog sitting on my lap. I'm always surrounded by animals of some kind, and I wanted to come outside because there are beautiful hummingbirds everywhere. It's a little cool. It's a little windy back here in the Rocky Mountains, but I'm with these beautiful ancient trees, and I have hummingbirds surrounding me. So you may be able to see, there's one right there. Hummingbirds are a sign of vitality and life, and I think it couldn't be more appropriate to be surrounded by these beautiful hummingbirds as I do this live stream for you guys. So a lot of questions come up about guilt. It is one of the overwhelming topics that comes up here. People feel so guilty when it comes time for their animal to transition, and it comes on a couple different levels. There are people who feel guilt about euthanizing their pet and playing the role of God, so to speak, and what right do they have to euthanize their pet. And I'm not ever going to take a stance for or against euthanasia. I believe that it is a decision that is made between you and your pet, often with veterinary care. I often say that animal Reiki is where veterinary care is for their physical wellness, Reiki is for their emotional and spiritual wellness. And Reiki is, it's just a way of meditating. I've been meditating with animals now since 2018. Every single day I meditate with an animal of some kind. And what it does when I quiet my mind, it helps me just to open my heart, and they sense that. They know when I'm holding space for them, and they have started to share information with me. And that includes pets who have crossed the Rainbow Bridge, like my beautiful Winston, my little soulmate that I carry a little piece of him with me all the time, and Lucy, my beautiful 13-year-old black lab. They both passed within a week of each other last year. And since that time is when really the floodgates have opened for the intuitive information that I receive from animals. So the piece about guilt, I kind of got off track there, sorry. The piece about guilt, that we feel guilty if we choose to euthanize our pets. Again, that's a decision, and I talk more about this on different videos. We also feel guilt if we don't. That's the question that came up most recently after the last video, was I let my pet pass naturally, and I feel like the last few months of her life, the last few weeks of her life in particular, were horrible. that she had no quality of life, that she was in constant pain, um, and and that was selfish of me. So the guilt came up. Should I have instead chosen to euthanize her? And I would love to be able to just hug each and every one of you and say it's okay. It's always okay. The best thing that I can recommend for people who are anticipating pet loss, so I'll do this two ways. People who are anticipating pet loss is to sit down and I'll help you. Please, I'll help you. I'll post meditations. I have posted meditations. Just sit down and quietly with your animal. Let all the other extraneous thoughts, let all that monkey mind chatter, just let it float away. Focus only on your animal companion, and you will get a sense from them what is the right thing to do. Our animals will often stay with us because they sense our grief and anxiety and pain and confusion, and they will linger. And so when you can learn to create this space with them, and it's a space that I can help you create. I have clients who I create that space for them, but in all honesty, it's your animal companion who wants to connect with you. And so that's the way to do it. And you sit down quietly, and I always keep a journal by my side. Write down whatever comes to you before you have a chance to overthink it, before you have a chance to doubt it, before you have a chance to question. And you'll know in your heart what is the right thing to do for you and your animal. And consult your veterinarian. They have an amazing way of helping you determine quality of life for your animal companion. So that's that piece. You can go back to any of my other videos. And I've been doing this now for a couple of, well, I guess for a year pretty consistently here on YouTube, and also on Instagram and Facebook. So you guys can reach out to me and I can point you to different videos if you like. But I can't remember where I was going with that. But here's the question that came up. The person who let their animal linger is concerned that they might not have made it to the Rainbow Bridge. And how do they know if their pet makes it to the Rainbow Bridge? And what if they're stuck? What if they're stuck between this world and the next? So, what I can tell you that they have shared with me is that that does not happen. They don't get stuck. Immediately, the second that they cross, Lucy is the one who shared this with me on the day of her passing. We were in a beautiful setting, and I hope this doesn't bother you that I described this for you. It was the day of her passing, and her veterinarian and her and I realized that her quality of life was very poor and that she was going to need help. That her pain was too great. She could not control her bodily functions anymore. She couldn't walk. And so we decided together that we would help her cross to the Rainbow Bridge. And when we did, the moment she took in one beautiful, amazing deep breath, and we all felt her. It's like she passed right through us. There were four of us, and she was resting across our lap, and we felt her. We felt her go through us, and it was the most, hello, it was the most amazing feeling. Can you guys see these hummingbirds? It was the most beautiful, amazing feeling. And immediately I knew that she didn't, I'm going to talk about the Rainbow Bridge in a second, that she had successfully transitioned to the Rainbow Bridge. And she also let me know that there is no in between for our animals. They're perfect. They're beautiful. They don't know, they don't get wrapped up in their minds about what's right and what's wrong and sin and guilt and remorse. And when she crossed, she became pure, positive love. And she let me know that every single animal, from the smallest little mouse to the biggest elephant, they all immediately cross back to pure positive love. We do not have to worry about our animals on the Rainbow Bridge. So what is the Rainbow Bridge? The Rainbow Bridge is a place that we have created as human beings because we can't quite wrap our mind around the concept of our animals crossing to some place different. And they don't actually ever leave us. I've used this analogy many, many times about ice and water and steam. They are simply transitioning from one place to another. And where they have gone, this beautiful place of pure positive love and pure positive energy is all around us. It's everywhere. It's not a place that they go. I put my hand up here like they're here. It's really that they are everywhere surrounding us. They're in the breeze that is blowing right now. They're in the apple that we might take a bite out of. They are everywhere. And That's making me feel so beautiful right now and so touched in my heart space. You don't ever have to worry. So the Rainbow Bridge is simply because we little human beings are not as smart as our animals, and we can't quite grasp the concept of where they go. And so we've created this beautiful place, which is, and they're happy to be there. They love the idea of the Rainbow Bridge. It's a place where they wait for us, not just wait for us. It's a place where they are, and it's a place where we can access them. And I will, I've said this, I have done it before. There is a beautiful guided meditation. I call it the Bridge. It is a guided meditation. I'll post a link for it so that you guys can access it. In fact, maybe I'll do it right now because I'm feeling so in touch with the Rainbow Bridge right now. It's a way for you to follow my voice and take a journey to the Rainbow Bridge so that you connect with your animal companion. And it takes you to a space that's unique for every single person and every single animal. So it's not something that even though I use words about a field and a tree and sunshine, it's going to look different for everybody. It's going to be unique to you and your animal companion, and you'll be able to go back there anytime and connect with them. In the meantime, I still recommend that right before sleep place, that magic spot right before sleep, where you can connect with them when your conscious mind and all the doubt and questioning disappears and your subconscious mind takes over. And that's a great time. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else. I made myself look. This is the most I'll do, guys. I have this tiny little whiteboard. Can you see that? I have a tiny little whiteboard. I scroll some notes on there to make sure that there's things that I cover. And so I'm going to continue these conversations about our pets who journey to the other side. Oh, that's the other thing, mentioning the word journey. Every single animal comes into our life for a reason and leaves our life for a reason. They all have a unique journey, every single one of them. It's why Reiki is a healing modality, and we use it as a way to connect heart to heart that helps our animals kind of rebalance and harmonize, lets their body remember that it's capable of healing. But the one thing that I always say that I've learned since I began to practice this is that animals are on their own journey and they have free will and they have choices and preferences. And sometimes the path of their life is not the path that we think it should be, but we have to honor their preferences and their journey. So sometimes they come here for a reason that we don't know until they cross. And then we realize what they come to teach us and what they've come to share with us. And you don't and then they love it. On the other side, they like have a little celebration. Imagine a dog with the zoomies, just being so happy that you have learned and understood what it is they had to share with you, and that you can still tap into and connect with their beautiful, loving presence. Yeah. So that's what I had to share for today. As always, post questions. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Lots of you reach out to me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. And in fact, okay, guys, I am not a pro at this. I just like press the go live button and I start talking and I let the emotions flow and the thoughts flow and the insights flow. If anybody knows how to like, I could do all three at the same time, I would love, I would love some pointers on how I could like hit all of my audiences at the same time. So for right now, I'm off to Instagram if you'd like to go join me over there at the Animal Reiki Lady. I love you guys so much. Don't hesitate. Oh, I'm supposed to say this. You're supposed to hit the subscribe button over here and watch the video that pops up over here and let me know if you have any questions. I love you guys so much. May the animals continue to light your way. Take care.